Hey, hey, ho, ho. Kayla's back. Let's start the show. Hey, hey, ho, ho. If you can't be your own cheerleader, who else is going to be one? It's got to start with you. It's got to come within. So here I am cheering myself on. Yay, it's time for another podcast. And here we go. Welcome to the Kayla Ambrose Show. And I'm your host and your travel guide, Kayla Ambrose. And we're here for another episode, hopefully to learn something, laugh a little bit, get through the day in this crazy world we're all living in right now. Today, I want to talk about unjournaling. Now, this is something I've taught my students for years, and thinking about creating a journal to do this as well. So, this process is in the process of getting trademarked. So, I ask if you share this with someone else as an idea to do, that you kindly remember that and give credit where credit's due, that you heard it from me, that it's something kind of a concept I created. I'd appreciate that very much. So, let's go through the usual. I'm Kayla Ambrose. I'm an author, I'm a podcaster, I'm a psychic, I'm an intuitive lifestyle coach, and an intuitive interior decorator. I teach ancient wisdom teachings. I have online courses. I have books. I have a blog, podcast, all on exploreyourspirit.com. So you can check me out there, exploreyourspirit.com. Sign up for my free newsletter so you get lots of information about what I'm doing and maybe something that you'd like to explore with me, an online class, a private session, intuitive coaching work together. Check it out. Also, please subscribe and follow me wherever you're listening to this podcast so you don't miss an episode. Usually it's once a week on Sundays, Sunday afternoons with Kayla. Okay, so today, talking about unjournaling. And you've heard about journaling forever. Everyone tells you to journal. If you're in anything metaphysical, it's journal, journal, journal. There's three things: journal, 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 meditate, 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 and probably crystal, crystal, crystal. And what's your sign? What's your astrological information? So probably four. So today I'm going to tackle the journaling. And I like to teach my students and clients how to unjournal. A lot of them have a lot of journals, starting from way back. I get it. I had a Dear Diary since I was a little girl where I wrote things in. It can be very cathartic and very healing. But what I've found over the years is when you hold on to them for too long, they actually can become the opposite. They can become like a heavy weight. They become a burden. They become something holding you down and holding you back. And sometimes when we get melancholy or things aren't going well, we turn back to our journals and we get lost in that. What if that relationship had worked out? What was I doing back then? How was I feeling? And it can actually take us back not into the best place. So I want to explore the in all these words. And what does undo if we're going to unjournal? Well, what are some other things we could do to partner with that? First, I would say we need to unwind, we need to unplug, and we need to unravel. And those three things are harder than ever for people to do these days. To unplug is almost unheard of, where people aren't attached to their phones or some type of technology. And people say, oh, I don't watch the news anymore. But they get the news all day long on their social media. You're still watching the news. Unwind. People don't unwind. They don't take a break from work. They're, again, getting everything through their phone or tablet. Everything with work. Everything with the family. Social. Everything. There's no unwinding. And unraveling is kind of what everyone's in danger of doing right now. Kind of falling apart, letting everything fall apart. We journal for different reasons. Sometimes to express what we're feeling emotionally. Sometimes to get it out where There's no one to express it to. There's not a safe person that we have to vent and share a story if we don't have a good friend who will listen, or in therapy. Sometimes we have to get it out ourselves, and that's done through writing it down. Other times we journal to make lists or goals, what we want to do. And we'll do this in a journal. It might be just a notebook, a list of things to do. That could be a journal in its own way. A vision board can be a journal. So why am I asking you then to unjournal? Well, if we have to write all these things down, let's just say even with a list or dreams or things we want to manifest, if we have to write it down and put it down such like a list, it's not really part of our daily self. It's not natural. It's not part of us. It means we had to create a list in order to get it done. And it also means we make lists sometimes that we become too busy. We've become overwhelmed. So when we do this, we have to stop and consider, have we created too much work? Have we created too much busy work? And are we doing this for a good reason or another reason deeper that we're not even really exploring? Are we not looking at something we need to see? And so instead, we're creating so much busy work, or we're journaling so much about our feelings and emotions that we're staying stuck. We're not really getting through these things. We're spewing, we're putting it out there, but are we just in a new cycle instead of, well, I won't feel sad and just sit and stew, or feel sad and drink, or get angry, or whatever. Instead, I'll just journal. Journaling can become like hoarding. It can become a bad habit. We can use it for the wrong way. We can spend too much time journaling, too much time in our emotions, which makes our aura really soggy and saggy, and our emotional field way too weepy, and it keeps us from getting on with getting on. It can keep us looking back too much, dredging up the past, wishing things were like they used to be, feeling sorry for ourselves. When we go back and we look at these journals, we can get lost in them. They can make us feel bad. They can make us wonder what's going on and what we're going to do about anything and why haven't we. So I'd like you to consider this type of work instead. Go back through your old journals, and as you read through each one, make notes on what you still need to heal and what you still need to learn from in order to evolve. If 90% of the journal you read now and you say, wow, that was a difficult time for me, but look where I'm at now, that's fantastic. Take the little nuggets that you still need to work on and write them down on a piece of paper. After you've done this and you look through all your journals, then I want you to get a brand new journal. And I want you to start putting notes in this new journal, starting with these old parts that you wrote down where you saw that you still had work to do and you still had things to heal. And then once you have those, then on the next page, each day or once a week, whatever time is right for you, you're going to look back at the day or the week and see what you learned this week or day and what you still need to work on. Where did you catch yourself not quite being at the place you'd want to be? And so you'll write them down as, you can even give them funny names, Lesson 47, the art of saying no in a funny way, which can mean learning to stand up for yourself and say no, but not getting defensive about it, not getting emotional, not getting angry, saying no and being able to do that in a lighthearted way, such as, look, Jules, I appreciate that you're asking me for the 100th time if I will help you with this project, but I can't, and I won't, and I'm not willing or able to. And even if you ask me again, the answer is going to be the same. and you may find a funny thing to say about it. And where you finally put humor into it that won't make her laugh, trust me, she won't find it funny, but you'll find it funny. And so, where you no longer take it personally or feel bad or that, oh, you owe Jules one more time. You've already gone through all this and you know you don't. And you know that you're just a sucker and everybody knows they can ask you and they'll wear you down. And it's time to stop getting worn down. So you put that as one of your lessons you're still working on. And you write down what you did and how you did it. And so you're going to keep looking in this journal and writing everything like this that you're still working on in the UnJournal. Now the goal is each week you're going to review these pages. And as you fix one, as you heal, as you evolve, and you're like, oh, look at lesson number 4. I don't do that anymore. I don't have to have this written down anymore because this isn't even a problem that exists anymore. See, when we have to write it down, we have to constantly be working on it. This is a problem. This is something we have to fix. It's on our list of things to do. It's something we have to solve. When we've solved it and we no longer do that thing, then it's no longer in our vibration. It's no longer in our consciousness. It's no longer in the forefront of our thoughts because we don't do it anymore. We don't get stuck working that project with Jules every year that we don't want to, that she always made us feel bad and sucker us in. We've said no now and long enough that we no longer get asked to do it. It's understood we are not going to do that thing. And so therefore, it no longer comes up. It's no longer a problem. So it is undone. And once it is undone, you rip that piece of paper out from the journal and you tear it up, you burn it, you throw it away, whatever you want to do with it. But you remove it from the journal. And the goal is by the end of the year, what you've written down, you've been able to remove. And you no longer have a journal by the end of the year. So you start with this big, thick notebook. By the end of the year, all the pages have been ripped out because you've healed from them. They are no longer an issue to work on. They no longer need to be addressed in your conscious thoughts. You've healed them. They're now a daily part of you. They have been resolved and your new habits are in place. So you don't have to think about them. Just like you don't have to think about it's lunchtime, I need to go to lunch. Or other things that you do naturally every day. You don't have to write these down as things to accomplish or do because they are just what you do. You don't have to write down, I will be more proactive. You are proactive. You don't have to write down, I will stop procrastinating because you've stopped procrastinating. You don't have to write down, I will have more self-esteem. I will feel better about myself. I will learn to say no. You're saying no. So everyone becomes an unthing. And the goal is to not have a journal at the end of the year because you've healed it all. And so the next year you start a new journal, things you want to work on and get through. And hopefully over time your journals get smaller and faster and don't even take a year. That is the goal with these journals. All right, so the goal is to make the journal smaller and less than. So it's where less is much, much more. So I want to talk about some of the unwords and what they mean and how you might use these words in your journal. You could write these words down and then you could find things to journal about with each of these words that help you find out the lesson you need to heal. Now, the words I don't use with UN are if an I starts afterwards. If it's UNI, then I don't consider those uns. Those are uni. Those are unifying. Unity. So the I puts the un in a different energy as far as I'm concerned. So those are the ones you won't hear me use in these because I think the I changes the entire intention of the word. So let's start with some uns that you could write in your journal and what you could do about it. The first one is unstable. Now, when you're stable, you're grounded. You've built a firm base, a good foundation. and you feel very comfortable. You've balanced your first chakra. You know where home is. You know how to get settled. You know where to have a good, solid base to build things on. So when you're unstable, you've not set that. You feel ungrounded. You're unsettled. So you need to become stable, and you need to journal on that, how you're going to build stability if this word works for you. If you write unstable and then you journal about it and you find out, hey, I've done this, I've got a good foundation, I'm looking good, then great. You can tear that page out, throw it away. Next is unable. And this is a good word to journal on. Why do you not feel able? What is holding you back? Do you feel you're not smart enough, not good enough, strong enough? Journal on that until you find out that you are able, until you know that you are, and that you accept that into your consciousness. Next is unaware. Unaware is like being asleep. It's time to wake up. It's time to awaken. It's time to be aware of your surroundings and what's going on in the world. Living like an ostrich with the head in the sand is not serving you, and it's not helping anyone in this world today. It is time for all of us to wake up, be aware, look around, and do what we can to help. We're all down here to be part of the helpers and be helping each other. These are very, very challenging times, and we all need to pull together. Next is unwanted. Do you feel unwanted? Or do you have things that are unwanted? If you feel unwanted, then you need to explore that. What's making you feel that way, and heal that. Or if you have too much clutter and things that are unwanted in your life, it's time to get active and to let those things go. Unlucky. Luck is a very interesting word. One of my favorite quotes is, I think it's by Thomas Edison or Jefferson, I can't remember. But he says, the harder I work, the luckier I get. What's making you feel unlucky? And is that you playing the victim? Or do you need to accept your part in things and why you maybe weren't in the right flow of energy and things didn't go your way? Unemployed. Why are you feeling unemployable right now? What is it you're not seeing? Are you looking in the wrong direction for employment? Are you supposed to be opening up to something different and you keep chasing one direction, it's not working? Should you open up to a different direction? Is there something bigger that you're not seeing about it? Or are you too caught up in it right now to see clearly? Unhappy. Happiness isn't something you find. It's certainly not something someone else makes you. Happiness comes from within. You choose happiness. You choose joy. So why are you unchoosing it? Unclear. What don't you have clarity about? What's holding you back? Why are you not able to see what's happening right before you? Unknown. Is it time that you start exploring and get wise? Are you ready to learn more about yourself? Who are you and why are you here? Maybe you need to study deeper wisdom teachings like what I teach. Maybe it's time to know yourself on a deeper level. Unfair. Life's not fair. It's not meant to be. We don't come to the third dimension here to have fairness. We come here to learn and to have a lot of different experiences happen to us that we label good or bad, positive or negative. But they're all experiences, and in no shape or form are they meant to be fair. Nature's not fair, ever. It's not. Nature's rough. Nature's very tough. Tough teacher. Undo. What are you not willing to take action on? What are you finding excuses for? What are you giving excuses like, I tried, but it's not happening? As Yoda says, there is no try, there's only do. You don't serve anyone, including yourself, playing the victim. So it's time to learn. Unkind. Are you not being kind to yourself or to others? Why? What possible excuse could you give that it's not worth it to be kind to other people or to yourself? Explore that. Untidy. Maybe it's your thoughts, your emotions, your home, your stinking thinking. Whatever it is, it's time to fix that. Unused. What gifts or talents or benefits or opportunities are right there in front of you that you're not even taking advantage of? Don't waste any time. Don't waste any gift, anything, help, opportunity being offered to you. Take it. Untrue. What are you not looking at realistically and truthfully? Are you living in a fantasy world of your own making? Are you allowing others to not be truthful with you? Are you not willing to see the truth because you want to keep a certain relationship even though it's not working? It's time to see the truth. Untold. What are you not speaking the truth about? What are you not sharing with someone? How are you keeping that relationship from being the best it could be? By not sharing your truth. And lies of omission are just as bad. Half-truths, just as damaging. Unmask. What part of you are you keeping hidden from others? And how is that keeping you from being your authentic self? How is wearing your mask making you less than? Unfurl. What are you holding on to so tightly that you're so afraid of, that it's making you so anxious and depressed that you no longer even recognize yourself when you look in the mirror? Unsung. Where's your voice? Where's your truth? Where's your power? Where's your soul? Where's the part of you that only you can express your voice with the rest of the world? Unpack. Again, why are you holding on to things so tightly? Why do you think your stuff is so much different than everyone else's? What makes you think everyone else doesn't have stuff just as tough to deal with as you? Time to let it go. Unpack it. Let it be out there for the world to see. The world might notice for a minute, and trust me, the world's busy. It's going to go on to the next and the next and the next. It's just not the big deal you want to make it to be. Unbind. What terrible, magical bonds have you put on yourself where you've bound yourself so tightly that you don't even be true to yourself, that you're not allowing yourself to be who you are? Unworthy. That's a big one, getting into your self-esteem, your self-respect. Why don't you think you're worthy? And unsolved. You're not resolved. You're feeling broken like pieces of a puzzle, trying to find out what's going on. And when you hear these words, you may recognize they may ring true for you. And if some of these words are holding you back, it's time to let them go. It's time to get unstuck. And this is how you do it, by UnJournaling. And so when you think about those little journals you have, ask yourself, when you find yourself going back to those journals, what are you looking for? What are you really reading and hanging on to those for? Are you sad about old relationships? Are you sad about your current life and you're trying to live in the past when you felt things were better? And when you do that, is that really helping you move forward? Is that really helping you creating something better today? Staying in your emotions in the past? Or are you keeping the journals like a book of ammunition? Maybe they're a record of all your anger and your feelings about others, and it's a list of who did you wrong. Maybe it's not a journal on paper. Maybe you keep every text message or screenshot of what was said about you so you can keep your anger and your vitriol going about what someone said or commented. Are you hoarding all that? Do you hold on to that anger and bitterness? It's time to stop. It's time to stop the blame. It's time to stop being the victim. It's time to identify these limiting beliefs within you and let them go. We are moving into a new time, a new age, a new frequency. And holding on to this past is only going to hold you down and hold you back and make it that much harder to move forward. Time to make the most of your life. And one of the ways you do this is to become the master of your emotions. Now, we are taught this in the mystery schools, in the wisdom teachings, that you are much more than your emotions. And you have to learn this. Most people don't. Most people think their emotions are what rule them, and they think that's the best part of being alive. Oh, I'm emotional, I'm passionate. But they don't understand being out of control with their emotions causes a lot of damage, not just to their psyche, but to everyone else that they're around. Causes extreme emotional damage, leaving people in a wake of hurt and pain. And to get off the wheel of karma, to evolve, to grow, you have to become the master of your emotions, which means you cannot run around being emotional about everything and blaming everyone else. You made me angry. You upset me. You make me not feel good about myself. You said this and it hurt me, and so therefore I was sad all day. When you run around giving your power away to everyone else because someone said something about you, someone did this, you're saying, I have no power, I have no self-respect, I give it away all day to anyone who looks at me mean, frowns at me, says something, they're all in control of me. And until you can master your emotions and realize that you have a choice whether or not you give your power away, you can't really evolve. That's one of the first steps. If you read my 9 life-altering lessons book, Secrets of the Mystery Schools Unveiled, you'll learn very quickly in that book, until you master your emotions, you cannot move forward with the wisdom teachings. When anyone else can upset you with any comment or look, or you upset yourself and let your emotions take over, you have not moved very far on the road to mastery. You have to get that under control. You can have emotions. You can be emotional. You can have a day where it hits you hard when some really big things happen. You can get upset. You can cry. But you get over it. You don't keep it inside of you. You don't wear it like it's part of your identity. You see what it is, you feel it, and then you let it go. You realize, wow, that was a zinger, and that one got me good for a minute, but I do not identify with that. That is not who I am. I will not allow that to be a part of me or define me. What other people think is not my business. I do not have to listen to that. I do not have to be a part of that. I do not have to accept that. I can refuse to be spoken to that way. I can demand respect. I can have standards. I can have boundaries. That is becoming part of mastering your emotions. And it's very important to do. And when you do this, it will become second nature, where the stronger you become, people won't think twice about challenging you and your emotions or saying those things to you, because they will feel the respect and the dignity rolling off of you and knowing that you're not the person to mess with and to say those things to. They will go pick on someone else who they feel they can upset and then suck that energy from. You're no longer a player in their game when they're trying to be a bully. You have to raise it from within, and it exudes outward where those people won't mess with you in the same way. This is the goal of UnJournaling. where as you work through and heal each of these things, they now become a healed part of you. And so you don't need to read about them again. You don't have to go back and work on them because they are done. So start with these first words I gave you. Start a journal if it feels right. And I'd love to hear from you if you try it and see how it works. I'm wishing you all the best on your journey.